You're back here?
I was busy giving hugs.
So what do you think we should do? Introduce Mr. Tom Ruck here
I
next?
think Mr. Tom Ruck might be
Really?
good. Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to introduce him?
Yes, I would. Mr. Tom Ruck is a marvelous person, and he has created an incredible book. Everybody that looks at this book is just in awe of it. And it's called Sacred Ground, and it's pictures and articles and quotes about our national cemeteries. And he's done it with such sensitivity, and I cannot possibly give him a big enough rousing welcome. So here we are.
Well, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you today?
Oh, great. Welcome to the event, our program. And you probably heard what I do a little bit, right? Start out telling us a little bit about yourself, go back a little bit, and then what led you up to your book.
Oh, absolutely. First thing I want to say is it's a pleasure to be in a room with every veteran who's here, and thank you for your service to this great country. Let me just start by saying that. And I think the second thing I want to say is that it's such an honor to also be in a room with what I'll consider to be true authors. I'm just a guy who put some things together in a book that came up with something called Sacred Ground, but you guys do it every day. You write, and you tell stories, and you relive memories, and you let people try to relive history and what life's about, and that's what being an author is all about. And I want to thank each and every one of you for continuing to do that, because the art of writing should never die, and the book should always stay alive. It's just that simple, and that's the way it goes. Sacred Ground, wow. There it is there. It started out on a cocktail napkin, truthfully, at a favorite watering hole, I guess, of mine. And I just wanted a way to honor the truest of American heroes, our veterans. I truly believe that our veterans are our best heroes. But I didn't know which way to do it. And after long discussions and thoughts, we thought we'd come up with our national military cemeteries. Let's take looks at our national military cemeteries. So we found people to take pictures, all volunteer photographers, and that was sort of fun. But as I started to do that, I realized I had to get permission from the National Cemetery Administration to shoot in their cemeteries, and that took almost a year to get their like 300-page contract that I had to do. And they said originally they weren't going to let me do it, and then somebody said, well, what do we have to lose? We have complete, rights over everything that he shoots and pictures. So they said, okay, do it, and I was lucky for that. And then in the book, I was very lucky. We have celebrities who wrote essays about the value of our veterans. Everybody from Mickey Rooney, who got a Bronze Star from General Patton, Ann Margaret's speech welcoming home some people, Dennis Miller, Paul Tuttle, Buzz Aldrin. They're all in the book. And finding those individuals was just a story in itself, which we won't go into today. And then finding somebody to do the foreword, and Bob Dole graciously said, this is a story that I can get involved with. And then after we found all that, we said, nobody needs to make any money off of this. It's our national cemeteries. It's the pride of America. So we looked for a charity that all the money goes directly to, and we found the Freedom Alliance Foundation. Freedom Alliance Foundation is a charity founded by Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, and it gives college scholarships to kids who lost their mom and dad while serving the great country and wearing the uniform of our great country, or sort of severely disabled. So if a child 3, 4, 5 years old now, maybe 15 years from now, somebody's going to come to him and say, hey, thank you for the service of your mom and dad. And last year I can say that the Freedom Alliance Foundation gave 200 scholarships away. And they anticipate that, yes. And they're just, in a very strange way, they're looking forward to being able to provide as many scholarships as they can moving forward, especially with the death toll where it is right now of our young men and women over in Iraq. So that was Sacred Ground, and 200 pages later of pictures and quotes and essays, it came out, and boy, there it is, right there. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Hang on, Pat.
Why don't you give your website address to?
Oh, okay. The website that it can be found at is called sacredgroundbook.com. It can be found, of course, on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all that. I don't think there's any left in any stores. Nobody's reordering them right now, unfortunately. But it's getting a lot of good press, around the country. So let's see where else. Oh, Regnery Publishing will have it on their website also. And I think that's the only websites I can find it on right now. unless you go to the, let's see, Military Writers Society of America or something like that, yeah. Yeah, and I think, boom, you can just click on it right there, exactly.
What would you like to say to the men and women who are listening right now, serving in Iraq and Afghanistan?
First of all, it's a very special place in my heart. My stepson just got home from Iraq August 10th, and that was a very special day for all of us back home because he was home. And I think we all can relate to that. And I never had the privilege to serve. Both my father served in World War II. My brother-in-law is a retired colonel from the Air Force, but I was in that in-between age where it just wasn't right there. So I just want to say to every man and woman who's wearing the uniform right now, thank you for the service. Come home safe. We pray for you every day, and thank you for protecting the American dream and the American way of life by wearing the uniform of our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sacred ground, the tribute.